The NeuroDADverse podcast is produced by Squid Shack Studios.
Hey, I'm Ben.
And I'm Dan.
We're both fathers,
We're both married.
and we're both raising kids with diagnosed neurodiverse conditions.
Parenting is tough, and we're not saying it's harder for us, just different.
And sometimes that different can be hard to explain.
That's why we've created the NeuroDADverse, a weekly show where we share our wins, our challenges, and all the neurosparkly and neurospicy bits in between.
Our hope is to create a safe space for parents to share their own highs and lows of neurodiverse parenting. And just to remind you of three things.
You're doing great,
You are enough.
and you're definitely not alone.
So welcome to the NeuroDADverse. Hello, welcome into the NeuroDADverse. This is the podcast for, about, and definitely by parents of neurodivergent children. I'm Ben, and this is Dan. Hello, Dan. How are you?
I'm good, Ben. How are you?
Well, we get into that. All over the place. Busy. Terms. The last week of term is or penultimate week of term, if you like, is a long one. So we're squeezing this record in kind of midweek, a little bit late. All on me. Apologies. If you are listening for the first time, this is where myself and Dan get together as parents of neurodivergent children and talk about our wins and challenges of looking after those little neurosparkly and spicy individuals. We normally kick off with our week in 3 words. I'm going to go first this week. My words are busy, but not that much to talk about. Yeah, we've just been absolutely flat out busy with stuff. It's feeling like there's a lot of stuff. So hence the slightly discombobulated record. What about you,
Fair.
pal?
My week in 3 words are sleep, timing, and progress.
Very exciting. Sleep timing.
Sleep,
Have you been-
timing, and progress.
Amy, Frankie's asleep. Start the clock. Sleep timing. Cool. Nice. We usually kick off our chats with our challenge, and then we kind of like pivot back to wins. Do you want to kick off first this week with challenges?
So, just to throw a bit of a curveball, I had 3 main challenges this week, but they all turned into wins. So I don't have a challenge per se. I kind of have 3 challenges that ended up being wins, and then like a main win and a minor win. So I don't know how you want me to. Just because you point out quite rightly that some of the time my challenges end up being wins eventually with enough time passing and reflection. But the one, okay, maybe this one's probably like the least winny out of the challenges. So I'm going to go for the main challenge this week is our medication. So last week we started Frankie on melatonin for the first time, and I believe last pod I said, oh, so far it's a dream. He's gone to bed super quickly after taking it and slept for 11 hours.
Yep.
Unfortunately, I totally jinxed us. And since then, going to bed has been brilliant and very consistent, hence time. However, the drawbacks of potential drawbacks of melatonin is it helps you go to sleep, but once you wake up, you are wide awake. So the challenge has been Frankie wakes up at like 2 o'clock and then doesn't go back to bed, and that's weekends and weekdays. So that's the most challenging because we're having our sleep messed with again. He's okay because he's had like 6-7 hours of perfect sleep, but it just doesn't match up to an ideal adult's sleep pattern. So trying to decide, we're still having chats. I think today is our end of our 2-week initial thing. We've been keeping a sleep diary. Is it a win or is it a challenge? It's challenging because when he does wake up, he doesn't go back to bed, and that can be challenging because on some occasions for me, I've only been asleep about an hour when he wakes up. So that can be a bit discombobulating, to use the words you've used earlier. But going to bed is just night and day difference. In times of time again, we reclaim nearly 3 hours on average a night because
Cool.
he can go to bed. Actually, on average, it's probably more like 2, but yeah, it can take anything from like 2 to 3 hours some nights to get him to go off naturally in his current sort of situation. The melatonin, we give it to him, and within an hour, he's asleep. And that's kind of amazing. Like, we're like, wow, I can't believe that. But it kind of went out the window day 3. Maybe with a bit of context, we went out for a evening on the Saturday. We put him to bed because we knew he was going to sleep early, and we went out post-fact, and he hadn't woken up. My mum and dad came over, and he woke up in the night and saw them, and I can appreciate that's probably a bit of a what the hell's going
Yeah,
on here?
that's the difference. Yeah,
But
yeah.
it's also very exciting because it was Nanny and Grandad, and he wasn't expecting to see Nanny and Grandad, and maybe that's why he didn't go back to sleep along with the melatonin.
Mhm.
But yeah, ever since then, he has woke up pretty much. I think he has woke up every night at some point between the hours of midnight and 3 o'clock. So
Yeah.
I think he's gone back to bed once, maybe around the
It's
4:35 mark, but he's not gone off proper. He's just not running around the house. Or not that he runs around the house, but he's not
No,
normally
yeah,
tries
yeah.
to run around the upstairs or between the rooms because we might
It's
all be in
interesting,
different
isn't it?
beds.
I
I can't
mean,
decide if it's a good thing or a bad thing,
well, I'm
basically.
gonna slightly bleed into a bit of my challenge as well. I think sleep for both the kids is really it's really challenging at the moment. There's a lot of regular teen anxiety over a lot of things. Friendships, busyness, school, the classic stuff you have to start to learn to juggle. And interestingly, like Mabel's been on some melatonin as well, completely different uh context, completely different age, completely different biology, that sort of stuff. And she's finding that transition really bonkers. Like it's a bit all or nothing. Like it doesn't really take effect. She doesn't We're just not in the mode of putting her to bed. Like she's a 15-year-old, so it's kind of a slightly different. So it can have different effects depending on what kind of type of day she's had, what she's feeling. Um, and yeah, been sometimes when she's just not been able to go to sleep the whole night. So, um, but again, I'm not. We're not sure at all about how long to kind of wait. Well, we got another clinician appointment in about a week or so. So it is very much the same of we're going to try and keep going and see how this works. It takes a while to bed in. It's just it just doesn't feel like just over a week that we've been trying it. It feels like a lot longer.
Yeah,
But
totally. Yeah.
it's all context dependent, isn't it, as well?
Mm.
And finding out what's right, and also, is it? I mean, it clearly is slightly different because Mabel is not getting as much sleep as it's not been the whole time, but when it has been bad, it's been poor. It's been really affecting her in the daytime. But Frank's not necessarily. Is there any difference with Frank's days? Has it been presenting as more tired during the day, or is it?
No, not really. I think like for him, he's slept enough. I just don't know why he is waking. We just don't really know why he's waking up. He just wakes up, but he is up with a
Yeah.
bang, as it were. So as opposed to the situation would be without the melatonin, it could take us several hours to get him to sleep, and there's a good chance he will sleep through. But if he did wake up, it was a greater chance that he'll see one of us. Like if we were downstairs and he woke up before we come up, for example, if one of us comes up and joins him, there's a good chance he would go back to bed relatively quickly. There is a small chance he might not.
Yeah.
But now it's more if he's up, he's up. So he goes to bed earlier, but he also, if he wakes, he's up and he's ready for the day. But I wouldn't say he comes home from he comes home from school looking tired, but Frankie looking tired and actually being tired are two totally
Yeah.
different things. He takes after me in that respect. I constantly look tired, but I can't go to bed for hours. I won't go to bed for hours. So yeah, it feels like it's doing its job of getting him to bed, and that's kind of what we said was he struggles to switch off. It's definitely helping him switch off, but it also switches him on like double speed, double strength to if he wasn't on the melatonin.
Yeah.
So I think we've got another couple of weeks yet, but we've got to have a follow-up appointment to share our findings of 2 weeks and see maybe they change the dosage or something. I'm not sure, but yeah, that's the hardest one. Because it is kind of a win. Like, well, wow, we're gaining 2 to 3 hours a night extra, or we should have gone to bed. Now in hindsight, now we're more like, oh, we won't stay up. Not that we stay up super late, but
Yeah, you get it.
we're not
but you gotta work it.
we're not pushing the boat out on. We'll just be like, now we'll quit while we're ahead, because he could be up in 2-3 hours. But yeah. Do you have any other update on your challenge, or should I go into my more challenges, big challenges that turned into nice wins?
Just some, kind of. I think it's a bit of a through line. There's some just some attendance issues and some anxiety about school attendance for Oscar, but also a little bit. It's kind of drawn back into Mabel a little bit, which at the end of a long 6-week term in a new setting for her is it's quite surprising, because it hasn't been the case for a long time, and she's really settled into that new place. It's nothing specific. It's just,
Is it because she's tired? Is it because she's also...
difficult to say.
Okay.
Only happened towards the tail end of the week that we're reviewing. So yeah, work in progress. And also, not everything needs full explanation, and
Of course.
the best stories sometimes leave some things unexplained, and so we don't necessarily need to. It's about going forward, not necessarily back. So yeah, we're just kind of working that out, and also it's for her to work out too. So yeah, we'll keep going. It's just it's hard, really hard. The that state education scenario is not for everyone, and it's complicated, and there are massively different challenges if you are a neurodivergent individual. But it really is a tough thing to zoom out and be that objective about it, because it feels for all the world like, gotta be going to school. That's what you do. You go to school. And that's not us advocating for them not attending at all, but yeah, just super complicated. So just the continued challenge, really. So hopefully at the end of the coming week we'll have a half term, so a bit of a reset button, maybe, them to be on their own clocks a little bit rather than other people. But you said there's some more challenges that might be wins. You want to tip into one of those?
So the slightly shorter one is it was haircut weekend, and that presents its challenges just because it's not a particularly pleasant experience to go through. I have gone over it in various episodes on the podcast before, but because of his ongoing sort of medical
scalp
thing.
stuff, right?
Yeah, we're not 100% sure what this is, but we've been given some new medication. My week did include the doctor's visit, and the actual visit was really good. He just doesn't really like being in the clinician room. He didn't want the doctor to look at his head, but we've been given some new meds. So yeah, we had to really make sure that we cut for the first time ever, we really cut short the hair around his ears, because he gets really sensitive around his ears, and that was always going to be unpleasant, but we needed to do it because we just need his skin to breathe a bit, and so his hair doesn't interfere with the cream and the treatment, hopefully. But pretty much within like 2 minutes of us sort of getting through that process, because that does involve us, like we spoke to him, we showed him, we got the razors out, and then we kind of got down to the nitty gritty of it, and it does involve us, like me holding him so Amy can cut around the sensitive areas that he doesn't like the razor, and we kind of done like the whole bottom half of his head.
Cool.
He regulated very quickly afterwards and was quite happy with us
Oh,
again.
good.
So we took that as the win. Like, he's getting used to it, but it's just not a pleasant
Yeah.
experience trying to get through it. So it
Oh,
is a
mate,
win,
I
but
know.
it's a challenge because you just get that sort of like parent guilt, anxiety. Like, we know this
Oh,
is going to be shit. Let's just get through it. So we set ourselves a target. We're going to do it in 5 minutes, and we do what we can do. Hence why we ended the bomb off, and we'll just get it done, and we'll just let him carry on with his day and whatever. And we did it in the middle of the day, and he was good. So that was
good.
the smaller one. The real
Good.
big challenge, which turned into a win, was we missed the bus again.
Okay.
And we didn't miss the bus necessarily. The mornings are still tough with changing, getting him ready for school. We literally are scraping the last 30 seconds before they have to leave before he gets on. But on this occasion, about 5 minutes before they were due to get here, he started communicating to me now in his sort of way that he's getting more vocal / physically showing us when he wants to go to the toilet. So I was like, oh, you never normally want to go to the toilet in the morning. You're quite a sort of regular guy in the evenings. But you wanted to go to the toilet 5 to 8. And as soon as that happened, I'm like, this means we're not going to make the bus. So it's a good thing that you're telling me. We'll see what we can do here. I basically told the bus that he isn't ready just because we had to do this process that we don't normally do. I will take him into school, and you'll see him in the afternoon. But I knew that kind of unsettled him because this was one of the mornings I think he was up from 2 or 3 a.m. Hadn't gone back to bed. He's now gone to the
So-
toilet at like 8 o'clock in the morning. His morning's now thrown out of sync. He knows he's missed the bus, and on this occasion, because it wasn't necessarily
I was
his
going to say,
fault,
you
this was different circumstances.
communicated that Frankie had. You
Yeah.
communicated to him that it's toilet.
Yeah, it's toilet
No
related,
bus
not
now.
yeah. So
Yeah.
I just said, bus has got to go, Frank, but it's okay. So I then messaged my mum to say, we've missed the bus. Can you help today? And she did. She got around about 20 minutes, 25 minutes later. And as soon as she walked in, he finished getting dressed. Because I basically, at that point, I stopped. I went, there's no point in trying to stress him out. It's not going to happen. As soon as she walked in, he went, oh, wicked. I said, we go to school now. And he was like, yes, let's get dressed. We got in the car. Obviously, it's really busy because it's peak time school now. We managed to get there with about 5 minutes before 5 minutes before the gates opened officially, and he's at about 10 minutes before he gets in, before he's late. So I was like, we're doing really well here. I opened the door to let him out the car, and he was just very loud and busy, and he's not been used to that. So sensory wise, I could just see he was really, really struggling, and I was like, all right, well, if we need to be late, we need to be late. But in my
Yeah, of
head,
course.
I knew that we were going in the not usual way for him. So we're going to have to go through the school. I was wondering, shall we just let everyone go in, be late on purpose, so he can go in via reception with a TA through the school that way, instead of trying to walk him around the whole building and it just be loud, because obviously he's not used to that at this particular time. And I was like, okay, I'm resounding to the fact that I'm happy with the situation. I just wanted to get through happy. And then in the corner of my eye, round the roundabout, the school bus that picks him up appeared, and I waved them down. They looked at me and they were like, oh my God, it's you. And oh my God, it's you. I was like, pull over, pull over. And I said, Frank, it's the bus. And he smiled. He jumped out the bus. We ran. I went, can he just jump in? And I went, yeah. He had to get in the front because he wasn't there. The order had kind of changed on the inside. People have obviously gone and sat where they want to sit, as opposed to where they usually would sit. So I was like, he had to jump in a different seat.
Nice.
He was beaming. And I was like, oh my God, this is how he gets into school happy. And he literally jumped on the bus for like 12 seconds, pulled into the side gate, and had a great day at school.
Oh,
so
what
that
a
was
great-
like, yeah.
What a great members of staff on that bus.
And I was just
Here,
like,
here.
oh, that was amazing. I just
If you
literally,
are,
timing wise, it was great.
That's all you want as well.
Yeah.
Because
that
they
was-
realise.
yeah.
And also, let's just take a pause on that. That is a lot of change, a lot of instant
Yep.
what's
Instantness.
the word? Yeah, a lot of instant thinking on the spot. There's a lot of opportunities for Frank to have been annoyed, disappointed in your choice, your change, the bus not going the right way. Also,
Mhm.
Nanny comes. Maybe I'm going out with Nanny for the day.
Mm-hmm.
So many different things to have got. And you're telling me that in all of those things, you could see the elements of him becoming a little bit deregulated, but no tears, no lash outs,
No, yeah, it was.
I feel like it's one of those scenarios where if you wound the clock back to like this September, so the start of the academic year, and I said to you, "Oh, what's going to happen is that you're going to be on time for the bus, but Frankie's going to need the loo, and that means you're going to miss it, and your mum's going to come have and do the thing, come have to do and sub it in." I think you'd have thought, "Why it's not going to go as well as it has done this week."
Yeah, no, totally, 100%.
Which is great, really great.
And he had a great day at school. And that was actually Monday as well. So that was the start of the week. It was like, and I had a busy
Cool.
morning with work, and I was just like, oh no,
Yeah,
this is.
yeah.
And then literally just out of nowhere, they pulled up, and I went, we beat them here. They went and did all their other pickups.
Yeah.
We're lucky that we obviously live quite close, but close enough to obviously qualify for
And of
transport.
course your mum is a stunt rally driver and knows all the ways to just overtake the bus. Love it.
Yeah,
Love it.
well,
What a
considering it
what a
was,
lovely little win. That is completely a win. It was challenging, but
yeah, in the
what a
moment, it
win.
was super challenging, but I was like, oh my
And
God.
also the lateness, it'd be like with the benefit
wasn't
of
about-
lots of years of experience,
Yeah,
get the
I know what
kids
you're
to
saying.
school.
Yeah.
Get the kid to school.
I
Who
wasn't.
cares? Like,
I didn't care he was going to be late per se. At the point
No,
was
no, you
basically,
didn't, yeah.
I wanted him to try and get into
Yeah.
school in a way that he might. But then I realised actually he's not going to be able to go in the usual way for kids that don't take transport and go to school. I think it's going to be too much because it's too new and he's not familiar to it. He's been on school transport now for a year and a half. That's going to be tough.
Just get-
And I expected probably too much from that situation. So for them to literally just turn up.
Yeah. And I
Like
appreciate that
Gandalf
sounds-
at the end of Two Towers. She's just like, the light just come out from this. I was just like, yes, my day didn't get affected. His day didn't get affected.
Yeah.
But in the morning, I was like, sod's law. He's going to the toilet just as we get picked up. This is not how we want to start our week. So, but yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I know that sounds slightly hypocritical. I'm like, just get them to school. That's the most important thing. When I've just said it's not for everyone. But what I mean is all the time that your a child is going, I'm going to school, getting them there is more important than getting them there on the time that someone says they should be there by.
Yeah.
I
I used to get really hung up on the. I used to get hung up on the
Well, we're all
on the
kind
late
of-
thing, but
we're
whether
all
it's
in-
a second or an hour, a late is a late in it. So I was like, actually, it doesn't
we're
matter.
all indoctrinated
Yeah.
into like, oh, it's got to be in by this time.
Yeah.
More and more and more, I'm just starting to realize it's perfectly fine for certainly my two children and tons of neurodivergent children who are involved with from a teaching professional capacity and just experience time really differently, and that's fine.
Yeah.
I need to help them have professionally. I need to help them have a structure to make sure that's important. But also, maybe they have a future in the world where they don't need to be there at 8:35 on the dot. You know?
Yeah, totally. Yeah, totally.
So yeah,
It made my week before it had really started. But yeah, like again, by like 9 o'clock on a Monday morning, I'd gone through a really,
lovely.
really low, like really hard challenge to how am I going to get this situation rectified to getting through it. But then I'd always think, I'm like, can't do that every day though, Frank. Like the nerves need to settle a little bit. But yeah. So
Yeah.
so
cool.
yeah, all my challenges that were all wins in parts.
Nice. Well, what a winny challenge section. Shall we have a quick break and come back and see what the actual wins look like?
100%.
Maybe they look like draws. See you in a bit. Got a question or want to share a story? Drop us a message on Instagram or email us at NeuroDADverse@gmail.com. Look after yourselves. Welcome back to the NeuroDADverse podcast, where we talk about all things neurosparkly and neurospicy about parenting our children who are neurodivergent, and where it is always, get your hands up, good energy. Or that's what we're at least hoping for. You join us back after that little break where we're going to start dipping into our challenges of the week.
Wins of the week.
Yeah, correct. It gets confusing, doesn't it? It really gets
That-
confusing when your challenges are wins and your wins are challenges.
I am so sorry, but yes, it is wins. Yes.
No, that's absolutely fine. Always call me if I'm
Actual
getting
wins.
it wrong, or always call me when I'm getting it wrong or correct. Oh, my 3 words of the week are busy, busy, busy. Could you tell? Sorry. So, it is the wins. It's the winnable section of the podcast. I feel like I've got to come off the back of this. My one is quite quick. And it also, like I said before the break, involves a draw.
Oh.
So I collected Mabel from school on Friday, and we went to to South of East London, to the wonderful Valley, to watch Charlton Athletic play a London derby against QPR, and that was a draw. But several things about it were just a win. Other than pre-match and the walkout and the half-time, I didn't catch Mabel, or didn't see Mabel on her phone at all. She was engrossed in the football game. Like, she likes football. We share that that joy, but you know, as you and I will well know, it's Charlton Athletic, so it's not always exhilarating, but you're looking for effort and you're looking for ability to scrap. Well, that's what I love about us. We are not a flashy team, and we never really have been. But it was great, and there was drama, there was almost goals, there was some challenges, and she was just really into it. The bit that I thought was going to be a challenge was that we were going to walk about half an hour after the stadium emptied to where I had parked. And that was the end of it. It was a night match. So it was like 8:30, 8 o'clock kickoff. It had been a full day at school for her, and then a full week, and then some physical exertion of just walking at a time around about where she would normally be sleeping. Obviously, we've had the broken sleep and stuff. She brought along her headphones, so put those on as we walked out with the crowd, and she just stayed with me. She uses her headphones and puts music on loudly to regulate, like if we've been on trains or airports and stuff like that. She just kind of likes to drone that out. But then about halfway through that walk, she kind of took them off and just said, "Dad," and I always thought, this is going to be how long is it? Is there a piece of transport we can do? Like, why did you park so far away? All of these questions. And I was kind of ready for them. I thought, I'm just going to say that is what it is, then change the subject, and then talk and walk so that she forgets that she's walking. Actually, she just went, "No, they didn't win, but I had a nice time." I was like, don't make me cry. I've cried at the end of Charlton matches before, but not because of this. And crying is perfectly fine. I was just like, my heart kind of swelled, and I thought, it's bloody good, isn't it? It's bloody good, because I don't think, not comparison, but I just don't think that often I chronicle those things as much as maybe I need to. So yeah, a lovely little win. She just navigated it really, really well.
That's amazing. That's the best win you can get from a draw at Charlton. So there you go.
A 0-0 draw. Hey, it's all good. Partly responsible for this podcast, of course, because we started chatting about it on the loveliest day in our most recent history. So yeah, joyful stuff. What about you? I hope this is not going to be a win that I'm going to pick apart and go, well, that's a challenge, actually.
I don't think so. I hope not. But
it doesn't happen that way, does it?
Here we go. You've opened up the challenge, so see what you can do from this. So, my main win this week is, and Amy agreed as well, it was nice. We had a speech and language therapy appointment with the therapist. at his
Yep,
school.
yep.
Yeah, speech language therapist. Yeah, if it's therapy, it must be a therapist. So we had a 10-minute chat with this lovely lady that works with Frankie and some of the other kids in his class. And it was just a nice, positive meeting. Again, we're starting to not get used to that, but we definitely feel the contents and the vibes of meetings about Frankie and education are being more positively skewed. We've had this chats in the past. It's not always necessary, like words, like everything just is positive. I don't have particular issues with wording sometimes, because people could say nice thing, like say it in a nice way, but they'll say a word and I'm like, that irritates me. But
Just dig
so
into the detail and you
yeah,
catastrophize. Not you, one often
yes.
catastrophizes. Yeah, I've been there.
So it was just, she was basically just saying like, look, I've been working with Frankie now for like a year and a half and 2 years, and the progress, which was one of my 3 words, is that he never used to care about any of the books or the flashcards or the PECS cards I used to use. He would always be like wanting to do something else, looking the other way. Now he looks through them, he uses them, he interacts with them, he's making progress, and that's nice. To the point where we said, I was like, is this the little book here then? Because she had like reports and stuff to show us. And she went, yeah, this is the book. And I was like, if you think he is interacting well with them, we have a small Velcro board on our table that has a handful of PECS images. So usually school, Monday to Friday, dinner, at the weekend, if we have regular activities or people that we're going to see, we ask people to send us photos so we can put them on there, and we just do one image for the day. But after school, we will have dinner, bath, bed.
Yep.
So it's very limited.
Do you
but
then
obviously,
you then take them off when
and
it's
replace
done?
them.
Yeah,
Yeah. Yeah. So there's only ever one picture on there at a time. But sometimes we have combined. So it might be we're meeting these people at this location. And he seems to be okay with that. So like maybe just having that constantly in the house and him now having a bit more detail with stuff at school is working. So she's actually sent us all of the images that they use so we can produce our own book. So we're now going to walk around with a communication book, probably from half term, which is next week, or literally a day or 2 from when you're listening to this. We haven't done anything this week because, again, it's the last week of term, as you say. Like it's tough. So yeah, that's looking quite promising. So the fact that she says, "Oh, Frankie tells us how he feels at school," and we're like he never tells us. We can just assume because we spend so much time with him that we know if he's upset, getting irritable, happy, whatever.
Just to clarify, he's pointing that out using the PECS cards or the
PECS in the
social
books.
stories.
Yeah, so they have a page of feelings and
so there'll be
and then he'd be like, so I feel this or I want. So yeah, he's doing like 3 or 4 word sentences via PECS and storybooks. So I'm like, that's amazing.
Wow.
So we need to do this at home now, so we can get this communication going at home.
Also, yeah, that's brilliant. I can feel your enthusiasm, and that's really good. You need to set yourself no targets at all.
Oh no! Oh yep.
And just be like, any of this can add, because school is doing
the heavy lifting,
the work, and it's and Frank is responding to it, and over a long period of time, there is communication that is improving.
Yes.
So yeah, don't.
I'm under no illusion.
I remember it so well, thinking this is the key to more communication, and it was we had like laminated cards, and I was trying to get it just wasn't going. I remember putting myself right through the ringer of thinking, I'm a teacher and I'm their father. This should be it. This should be the thing that improves our lives. And yeah, just beat myself up massively about it. So that's amazing. I said, no, well, listen.
I'm under no illusion. If I knew
then what I know now, I would have just massively just gone. Yeah, if you'd have been able to Christmas Carol me and go, here is child of future, I wouldn't have had to concern myself. It was more that I was putting myself under pressure, and yeah. So yeah, that's great though. So good.
Yeah, we'll just see how the transition goes, because that's very much the school activity. And usually Frankie's like I'll try and do colouring with him. Like, he'll colour every day and decorate things at school. If we say, oh, so and so's birthday, make us a card, they'll make a card. I give him pen, paper, loads of stuff here. He just looks at me like, this is a school activity. So I'm under no illusion he might not actually do it, but if he does, he does it just once, it could help. So
yeah, of course.
Yes,
Superb.
that was my win.
Oh, I love that. Yeah, no challenges in that, buddy. Just pure win.
Well,
Lovely
future
stuff.
challenges, like I say, trying to be but if he does, I've just got to remind myself I'm not expecting anything, and that could be, like you say, that could be a bit of a why doesn't he do it for us? But
Yeah, and
as long as he does it at school, that's what matters, because they don't spend as much time with him.
If Laura were here, she'd also be saying, and don't hold each other, like you and Ames, to a really, really high standard. If it ain't working and you see it's not working for Ames, or she sees it's not working for you, it's all right.
Yeah.
It's fine. You're not
Yeah.
you're not both newly employed in a job where you have to do the best thing. You just gotta just gently bed it in. It's not easy, but yeah, I love it. I love that.
But we're going to be like, we're going to a whole book of like 10, 12 pages of things where we literally use one image at a time. So I'm expecting some kind of, you know, weaning in period, as it were. But yeah, that's the goal.
My point was, if it's not if you see Amy or if she sees you, it's not quite working. Your in the moment communication. I know you will do this anyway, but it's podcast that's worth pointing out. Like, that's okay. If you see your partner or your co-parenting person or whatever, or any other adult, just let them give it a go, because a lot more may be going in than you realise.
Yeah.
And because it's not working, don't get super stressed out and think, no, you're doing it wrong.
Yeah.
There's more than one way, and Frank's getting on. So yeah, fantastic. Righty ho.
What's your favourite bit?
Yeah, it's time to get funky. Let's bring out the good energy, and let's find out what's happening in the future 7 days with a look ahead to the week ahead. It's look ahead to the week ahead.
Do you want me to go first?
Well, yeah, it's fine. I just had to recalibrate myself because our record is slightly off kilter, so we're kind of within the week. So I'm having to review what's happening within the week that I am in. Yeah, go on. Got much going on?
So this week includes Granddad's birthday. We'll have some more Send Gym. We have a Dress to Impress dress day at school. So I think that means like maybe dress up like a future job or something. I'm not 100% sure, but that is it's a non-uniform day, which can be a challenge, but also could be the win. We've got some friends over that we see every couple of months.
Sorry, I'm gonna have to.
No, go on. I can see your face. You're like,
I'm not being. I don't know I don't even know where or what the primary school is, but I do find some of the primary school days, and
mind-blowing.
generally, a lot of. There's just a bit. I don't know. Maybe it's just me. Maybe it's my spicy brain going on. Perhaps I sometimes find them odd, like in the American themed dress up days and stuff.
Yes.
So I've been in schools where we've done those before. There was
I'm just trying to look.
There was a British. Maybe I'm going to tell a weird story.
Go for it.
British. I can't remember what it was now. It's a Society Day or British Citizenship Day, where you had to come as you had to dress up as something about British society or community. British community, maybe it was, or British society or history that you'd kind of like you're proud of, or like British history. So people were going like kings and queens, a lot of princesses,
Mary Poppins, stuff like that. Yeah,
there were, but also like like police officers and
nurses. Yeah, nice.
and stuff like that. So they gave us some examples, and Laura and I were like, I can't remember. It was maybe I don't know if it was year 3 or whatever. It all melds into one little sometimes. So we were just kind of looking at these, and then we left it a little late. We were like, oh, we don't really have a thing. We're going to have to get creative. We're going to have to get creative with what we've got.
Laura's doing an all-nighter to get it done, yeah.
But we didn't have the seed of the idea. And there was lots of, like, I don't think it was it wasn't Armed Forces Day or anything, but that was on the list. There was lots of, like, Navy, Army, royalty, soldiers, battle, that type of thing. And we were like, I remember having the conversation saying a lot of on this list is a bit conflicty. And and Laura's like, yeah, I don't really want to make some war-y stuff. We appreciate the history and stuff like that. So I was like, oh, that's just the opposite of that. Like I said, we're both quite proud of like peace protesting, right? Because that's a big part of British society. So I don't know why, but I took her to school, I remember. And so we made like a 1960s like hippie peace protester type thing. And so it's I was like, you're a peace protester. And she understood what peace meant. It's like not being violent and not
Yep.
being aggressive. At the time, I'll never forget it. I was around the corner thinking, like, she didn't care. She really enjoyed it. It was all lots of rainbows and lots of ribbons and stuff. I don't think she like fully understood, but she understood like someone who like the peace symbol and stuff, and someone who wants people to get along and be kind. As I rounded the corner, it was just a line of loads of army kids, like kids in army with toy guns, right? Or kings and queens, or princesses and stuff. And I thought, I wonder what it's like in your class where you have to stand up and say, "What have you come at?" And you're the only one in a row of all army soldiers to go, "I'm a peace protester, actually." It's also just given me another example of when she was invited to go to a princess party. Can you guess the princess she outrightly chose out of nowhere?
Obviously, my go-to would all be like Disney princesses or something like that.
Well,
But
technically, at this point, well, I'm not sure if at this point it was a Disney princess, but they are a princess now. But they are a Disney princess now. Just give you a little clue. Wasn't a Disney princess, but is an intellectual property that is now owned by Disney. Went on to become a general instead of a princess.
a general. IP owned by Disney General. I'm not doing well under the pressure here.
It's okay, don't worry. It's Leia from Star Wars.
Oh,
That was her
Of course.
first, like, oh, what princess are you going to go as? Can I go as Leia?
amazing. Great
Yes. So full white, space hair buns, and like
shout. Oh, I was
big,
thinking
thick Dr.
cartoon.
Martin boots with a lightsaber and a little mini R2D2 just stood there in a line of the other. Oh, it's funny stuff. But yeah, she didn't care. She loved it.
So
This is well off topic. I don't know why I'm talking about dress ups.
I just
the day.
Dress to Impress Day. So here we go. So I'm just reading my school communication.
Cool.
So
Also, if you happen to listen and you happen to have a child that goes to the school, I'm not judging the school. I just think it's sometimes odd. Like I found that day odd.
yes.
Fine.
So when getting more context on the information. So as part of Mental Health Awareness Week, we are celebrating Dress
Rad.
to Impress Day. So
Rad.
on this day, children are invited to wear their own clothes to school to express themselves and celebrate individuality. So yeah, that sounds really cool. But Dress to Impress is a bit misleading maybe once you know that context, because I did not know that till I've just read the email. But yeah.
Yeah, who you try to impress?
So I don't know what I'm going to send him in. I'll discuss with Amy. Amy will be in charge of wardrobe.
You got a child football kit, haven't you?
He does have a Charlton football kit.
Well,
But Amy's also a Liverpool
I'm
fan.
impressed by that.
But yeah, fair.
Half and half scarf. I'm not sure.
Yeah, I think that's it
yeah.
actually. And yeah, we're having some friends over for a Valentine's themed lunch at the weekend because it'd be
Cool.
Valentine's Day. But yeah, that's our week.
Yeah.
Sorry, we did go off on a tangent there, but I love that. Side
That's
quest
fine.
all the way.
No worries. No worries. Get in touch in the comments if you've got any other great princess ideas. I will, after just going through my week, tell you one of Mabel's favourite actual Disney princesses, as in princesses which come from Disney cartoons.
Okay.
There are two. Anyway, so we've got not a lot. It's the last week of school, so there's the regular after school football and singing, Mabel, and then and then I think we might try and do some form of weekend table dinner,
Nice.
and just get us coming together. And then there's a couple of, and then that leads into the half term. So we'll talk about our half term plans, I think, next week that we chat. So
Mhm.
yeah, it feels so awful. Just trying to get through that final week. Actually, it's always one where stuff gets a little bit deregulated for everyone really in the household. I think it's the anticipation of like that break coming up, but also, well, not for all of us because Laura works, but just yeah, it's been a lot. And particularly, I think for Mabel, there's been a lot of like assessment and stuff in schools, in her new schools. So she's trying to work out where she fits, and there's a lot of assessment is linked for her a lot to judgment. I think that's part of her neurodiversity, is that
Mm.
if you get a low score, it can be linked to whether the person likes you or not. Do you see what I mean?
Mm.
So yeah. So yeah, interesting. But we will see. We will see.
We'll see if it goes
Yeah,
to
look,
plan or not.
yeah, well, Laura and I used to say this thing. We don't plan. We haven't got any plans. We've got some ideas, and some new ideas will come along. I know that used to infuriate people in my family when I used to say that. Particularly people like my cousin who would make a joke and go, "Oh, I haven't got a plan." Um, yeah, tables have turned a bit in that way because she often doesn't have a plan as much anymore. But that's what I think I advocate for. Yeah,
Spontaneity of
just getting
spontaneity of
on.
life.
Yeah, just getting on with it and just seeing how it goes, which I think is super important. Um, cool. Yeah, right. So Ed was a big fan of these two, and I think when you consider some of the stereotypes linked to ADHD, but certainly some of the things that Mabel exhibits, uh, slightly messy and a little bit chaotic, but also really super determined and really forthright. And also when adrenaline hits, it's like bang. So it is Vanellope von Schweetz from Wreck-It Ralph. The race car driver with all the sweets in her hair,
Yeah.
who glitches all over the place. And Merida from Brave, who is
Nice. Yeah.
being told what to do, and she's not going to be doing that.
And
Thank
she's
you very
resisting.
much.
Yeah.
In fact, I'm going to be distracted by a thing that takes me into the woods and cause a lot of problems for my family. That's not the bit I think it was yours. Yeah, she just gets involved with those people. So,
Nice.
yeah, she's a bit old now to be invited to a Disney princess themed party. But I think if she were, she'd be like, "Can we please put loads of sweets in my hair?"
Yeah. Or
And
give
let
me
me go.
a bow and crossbow. Yeah. No, not crossbow. Yeah, bow and arrow. Yeah. That
Yeah,
could be
I've
kind of
just
cool though. Sweets in the hair could be cool with a steering wheel. That could be cool.
oh, yeah, like big, is it a biscuit steering wheel maybe? Sweets? I don't know, not sure. Yeah, it would be cool. Maybe, I don't know, maybe that's what happens when you're in your mid-20s. People do like throwback Disney princess parties.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
So she'll be so insufferable. Actually, it's Vanellope von Schweetz from Wreck-It Ralph, and like, no one used to watch that, Mabel. So, I did. Yeah. There you go. Please get in touch underneath the video, or whether you're watching this or listening to this. What random things have you managed to or requested to dress your child up as for a school day or a party? Superb, superb, superb. Right, cool. Well, it just leads me to then, therefore, thank everybody for listening or watching this podcast. We very, very, very much enjoy doing this. It is super helpful for us to chronicle our lives, and I know Dan and I really respect and enjoy doing it. And the fact that other people are listening to and getting in touch and going, "Oh, this is always a good listen to your chat," which is one I heard the other day, and also um, people being quite happy about the fact that we're just relatively unfiltered and just being like, "This is tough, but it's also only our version of tough." I don't think we protest to come on here and are trying to tell you exactly how it is, because that's not our vibe, and we're not super political, although I know that might be hard to avoid in the coming weeks because a lot of stuff going on for that. But yeah, we love it, and thank you very much. If you are watching us, then please subscribe to the channel on YouTube. If you want to follow us on socials, we are on TikTok and Instagram. Leave us some reviews, anything you like. It's all helpful and useful, and just leaves us for me, in fact, to throw over to Dan, who's going to tell you 3 things excellently.
You are enough, you're doing great, and you're certainly not alone.
Thanks, Dan. I think that's the same for you too. Goodbye, everyone. We'll see you again soon.
Win the week.
That's about it for the NeuroDADverse. We'll be back next week.
If you laughed, cried, or nodded in tired agreement, don't forget to follow us and leave a review. It helps more parents find us.
Just remember, you're doing great.
You are enough, and you are definitely not alone.
Got a question or want to share a story? Drop us a message on Instagram or email us at neurodadverse@gmail.com. Look after yourselves.